Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. We'll chant Om once together. Synchronize the chanting of Om with your exhalation. Breathe in. Sadhana vavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavaditamastu ma vitvishavahay. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently open your eyes. We'll chant from verses 12 to 16 of chapter 1. Tasya sanjanayan harsham,
Tasya sanjanayan harsham,
Kuru vruddha pitamaha,
Kuru vruddha pitamaha,
Simhanadam vinadhyochaihi,
Simhanadam vinadhyochaihi,
Shankham dadmau pratapavan,
Shankham dadmau pratapavan,
Tatah shankascha bheryascha,
Tatah shankascha bheryascha,
Panavanaka gomukhaha,
Panavanaka gomukhaha,
Sahasaivabhyahanyanta,
Sahasaivabhyahanyanta,
Sashabdastu mulo bhavat,
Sashabdastu mulo bhavat,
Tata shvetairhayairyukte,
Tatah shvetairhayairyukte,
Mahati syandane sthitau,
Mahati syandane stitau,
Madhava pandavaschaiva,
Madhava pandavaschaiva,
Divyau shankhau pradhadmatuhu,
Divyau shankhau pradhatmatuhu,
Panchajanyam hrishikeshaha,
Panchajanyam hrishikeshaha,
Devadattam dhananjayaha,
Devadattam dhananjayaha,
Paundram dadmau mahashankham,
Paundram dadmau mahashankam,
Bhimakarma vrikodaraha,
Bhimakarma vrikodaraha,
Ananta vijayam raja,
Ananta vijayam raja,
Kunti putro yudhishthiraha,
Kunti putro yudhishthiraha,
Nakulah sahadevascha,
Nakulah sahadevascha,
Sughoshamani pushpakau,
Sughoshamani pushpakau,
Hari Om, and a very good day to all of you. So last week we were seeing these two verses 13 and 19, a few points from there related to this topic of building the inner strength. So what we can see is that the Kauravas also blew their conches and the Pandavas also blew their conches. But in the Kaurava camp, it failed to inspire the soldiers, whereas in the Pandava camp, it increased their inspiration and also caused a lot of fear in the Kaurava camp. So this is a very, very crucial point which you should note. So you may be very good at doing certain things. The expertise may be there. You may be very skillful. Actually, when we come to Arjuna, I'll explain more about skill. That is also very important. But following the conscience is the foundation. Without that foundation, anything which you do will only be short-lived. Bhishma wanted to cheer up Duryodhana. That was the idea of him taking the conch and blowing. That's what Vyasa is mentioning here. But did he achieve that effect? Not really. It was very, very short-lived. So in life, you should be careful. There is always a tendency to go for immediate solutions instead of examining what the problem is and attacking the root cause. Today is the age where we are satisfied by merely treating the symptoms of a disease. Nobody is bothered about what is the root cause of the disease and how do we eliminate the disease from its roots. In every field, never go for immediate solutions, superficial solutions. The path of the conscience and the path of the ego, the kind of effects they give you are something which you need to understand clearly. When you follow the path of the conscience, it may not give you an immediate relief. May or may not, but we cannot guarantee that. For example, you have, let us say, back pain, and that may be due to, let's say, a bad posture. You're not taking care of your back, you're not doing any exercises. Now, if you take a painkiller, it will give you an immediate solution. The pain will go away. Actually, the pain does not go away. The connection between the pain and your brain gets cut off. That's how these painkillers work. But anyway, you get an immediate result. But if you carefully analyze and see this, that is very short-lived. After a while, the pain will come back again. Now again you will have to take the painkillers. Again and again you will have to repeat that. I know people whose bodies get neutralized to the painkillers. Then they increase the dosage. And in the long run, these painkillers can have terrible side effects on the health of the body. Whereas if you take the other route, that is examining why the pain is occurring, it may be because of a bad posture, or it may be because you are not taking care of the back at all, you are not doing any exercises. Once you determine the root cause and then you start doing daily exercises for the back, you start taking care, you become more aware of how you're sitting, are you crouching or are you keeping your spine straight, everything you become more aware. Now this path if you take, the pain may not go the very next day. It will take a little while. But the solution which you get later on will be permanent. This is how the path of the conscience and the path of the ego function. When you follow your conscience, you may not get an immediate solution, but you will be building your inner strength and strengthening your foundation, which is very important, because when you are constructing a building, if the foundation is weak, after a few floors, the whole thing can collapse. If you are following the path of the ego, it will give you an immediate satisfaction. We can't use the word satisfaction, an immediate pleasure we can say. For that moment, you will feel as if things are going on fine. But the results will be short-lived. That is why for people who say, Yogishri, I want to consult you regarding a particular problem, I've been having this for quite some time. It could be anything. I always tell them, attend the Sunday discourses, tune into that, and then do the Yoga Sankirtan Sadhana for a month, for 1 month to 3 months, and then you come back. Because invariably what I found is 95% of the problems, they get solved when people start doing sadhana. The remaining 5% is because that may require a little more fine tuning of the sadhana. The problem may be deeper. So don't look for immediate results in life. That is a message which we get from verses 13 and 19. When we have an issue in life, see, we do all the wrong things and then we get into a problem. But when it comes to a solution, we want an immediate solution. In spirituality, we never look for immediate solutions. We are more concerned about what is the root cause of the problem. Supposing you're not getting a job, let's say you've lost your job, you're not getting another job easily. Now you have to locate the root cause of the problem. When you go deep within through sadhana, you may find that you're actually unwilling to take up more responsibilities in life. You may be unwilling to take up more work. There may be a lot of tamas, laziness. At the conscious level, you may not know this. Now, with that kind of energy, how can you get a superficial solution? You may get, but after a while, you will land up with the same problem again. That's why I suggest to people who divorce and then marry, I always tell them, after your divorce, before you marry again, do a lot of sadhana for few months and clear up all the karmic blocks. Because if one experience of divorce has happened to you, it means there is some kind of energy pattern within you which is not okay. At the conscious level, you may be doing the right things, but I'm talking of at the deeper level. And when you do sadhana and release all that, then we can ensure that your next relationship will be smooth. Invariably, I find many people who have a breakup or who divorce and then they marry again, they have problems again in their second relationship also. So never ever go for superficial solutions in life. Sattvic habits, the yogic habits are a little difficult to build. It may not be so pleasant to start with, whether it is waking up early in the morning, whether it is doing your daily physical exercises, eating the right kind of food, bringing a work-life balance. Like this, if you see, all these are sattvic habits. Doing the yoga sankirtan sadhana every day. Even though they may not be so easy to start with, if you are persistent with your practice, if you are persistent with your efforts, after a while you will find that the same activities give you so much of joy. They build tremendous inner strength within you. So that is the beauty. So in verse number 13, what we are seeing is a blowing of conches of the Kaurava camp, but the direction is set by Duryodhana. Because even though Bhishma is blowing the conch, it is only to cheer Duryodhana. Duryodhana is the one who sets the direction. So ego, Duryodhana represents ego within you. And verse number 19, when the Pandavas are blowing the conches, who has set the direction? We'll be seeing that verse soon. It is Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna represents the divinity within you, the infinite power within you. And the conscience comes from that infinite power. So he sets the direction, and the result is total peace, inspiration to act. This is one thing. Another thing which you can note here is that he is using the word tumulaha, tumultuous. I am talking of verse 13. Even in verse 19 he uses the same word, but he also says nadayan, the higher vibrations. This I explained to you last week. Now in verse number 13 he is talking of conches, kettle drums, tabors, drums, cow-faced instruments, all the sound and noise which were created suddenly. Now a person has asked this question, how do we know whether we are following the conscience or not? That is, how do we hear our own conscience? This is what a person has asked. It's a very good question, for which you need to know why is it that you are unable to hear your own conscience. See, the conscience is like a whisper. Supposing you are in a room and somebody just whispers something to you. If the room is very silent, you can immediately hear the whisper. But if the room is very, very noisy, then you cannot hear the whisper. It is not that the person is not whispering to you, the person is telling you whatever he has to say, but you are unable to hear that. You are disconnected from that sound because the other noises are very, very loud. It is the same thing with respect to the conscience also. Many a times you would have observed that the first time when you commit a mistake, your conscience tells you this is a mistake. But if you repeat the mistakes a few times, after that, the conscience stops telling you this is a mistake. Actually, it is not that the conscience stops telling you. It does tell you, but you get disconnected from that inner voice. So what does this noise represent? In verse number 13, the tumultuous sound which was created by all these instruments, they represent the agitations, the stress and strain caused in your mind because of your ego and selfishness. Whenever you follow the path of ego, that is going to create a lot of selfishness within you. And the ego and selfishness put together will create tremendous negative emotions, negative thoughts, thoughts of destruction. And these negative thoughts and negative emotions are bound to create tremendous stress within you. The mental stress, anxiety, worries, so many kinds of stress. They will all be created in your minds. And when your mind becomes so noisy with these negative emotions, with the stress, with the negative thoughts, then you will be unable to hear the whisper of your own conscience. Whereas if you follow the path of the conscience, now your mind will become very calm because your thoughts will become positive, and the positive thoughts will generate positive emotions, and the result of the positive emotions and positive thoughts will be calmness of the mind. And when your mind is more calm and silent, you will be able to hear the voice of your own conscience. We are not doing that verse today, but later on in one of the verses, that is when just before verse 19, which we saw last week, I think it is verse 18 or 17, one of those verses, he clearly mentions that even though the Pandavas, all of them blew their own conches, they blew their conches, individual conches, in a distinct way. We are able to hear them distinctly and severally, he says. So even though so many people were blowing their conches, each one's conch, the sound made by each one's conch was distinctly heard. It's a beautiful statement. Why? Because the whole camp was filled with a lot of positive energy created by Lord Krishna. So this is the answer to that question which that person has asked. Why is it that I am unable to hear my conscience? Actually, he has asked the question, why is it that the conscience is not functioning in me? See, that is technically a wrong question, because conscience functions equally in everyone. Even in a murderer, the conscience tells that person what you're doing is wrong. But when he follows the path of ego, after a while, the inner noise is so high that you're unable to hear the voice of your own conscience. So what is the solution to this? When you do your sadhana, the Yoga Sankirtan sadhana every day, after a few weeks, what will happen is that the base level of your mental calmness will increase. And as your mind's calmness level starts increasing, then you will begin to hear the voice of your own conscience. It will start guiding you. It has always been guiding you, but you have remained disconnected. We are going to have the Guru Purnima meditation and sadhana next week. The conscience is an aspect of the Guru Tattva only. It is constantly trying to tell us what is the right path, what is the higher path. But unfortunately, you are completely disconnected. And when you get disconnected, you get into this illusion that conscience is not functioning within you. So it has been so beautifully indicated here in verses 13 and 19, So there are, of course, many more points individually. We can keep going on like that. But I am taking those points which are directly related to building the inner strength to follow your own conscience. So whenever you are not sure about what to do in life, do the sadhana. Quieten your mind. And when your mind is quiet, your own conscience will tell you what exactly you should do. And remember that inner conscience always guides you towards the higher. It is like the mariner's compass, which always points to the north. Similarly, the conscience always directs you towards the higher. It can never be wrong. And that is why in the 3rd chapter, Arjuna asks the question to Krishna. Why is it that a man, knowing very well it is wrong, he still commits a sin? Why, Krishna? He asks him. The chapter of Karma Yoga. So everyone knows what is right and what is wrong. The problem is when your mind is so noisy with the negative emotions and agitations, you get disconnected from your own conscience. So in the spiritual path, in the yogic approach, we slowly we quieten the mind and we get connected with our own conscience. That is the starting point, because once you get attuned to your conscience, then your spiritual growth will be accelerated. You will start growing at a tremendous pace, But that connection takes a while. It is only for those people who put in consistent efforts, who surrender to a master and then follow whatever he says in a consistent way. It is only for those people the connection will happen. When you just attend these discourses in a mechanical way, but you are not doing any sadhana internally, the effect will not last. So these are the messages which I wanted to give from verses 13 and 19. Now we'll go to verse number 14. Tata shvetairhayair-yukte mahati syandane sthitau madhava pandavaschaiva divyau shankau pradhadmatuhu. Tata means then. It's a beautiful word. Then means a pause, Shvetaihi ahaihi yukte. Shvetair ahair yukte. The white horses, shvetaihi ahaihi. Ahaihi means horses. Shvetaihi, white. The white horses, yukte, yoked. What is yoked to the white horses? Syandana. Syandana means the chariot. Mahati Syandane, the magnificent chariot. So then, on the magnificent chariot yoked to white horses, who were standing? Stitau. Stitau means two people were standing. So he is talking now about Lord Krishna and Arjuna. This is the first time Krishna enters the scene in the Bhagavad Gita. You know, I had taken a separate session when we did the first chapter on the grand entrance of Lord Krishna. You all must be remembering. Those of you who didn't attend that time, we'll see in the future. We will formulate all those discourses and then we will release it chapter wise or even theme wise. We'll see that. So this is the grand entrance of Lord Krishna into the scene. That is why he says then. Then means tata. There has to be a pause. See, only when you pause, you can notice wonderful things. Supposing you go to the Himalayas and there is a spectacular view, you know. For a second you need to pause. Only then you can absorb the beauty of that scene. If you are continuously walking, you cannot absorb the beauty of that scene. So the pause is very, very important. It's the word tataha is actually very symbolic, significant to your sadhana. Because in life also, if you want to grow spiritually, if you want your life to become better, you need to learn to pause and then act. Not impulsively act. You know, in this rat race of life, right from morning till evening, continuously you're working. You don't have the time to stand, pause and examining and examine what the purpose of your life is. You need to set aside some time every day. So tata, standing on the magnificent chariot yoked to white horses. Who was standing? He says Madhava means Lord Krishna and Pandava. Pandava means Arjuna. You know, the choice of the words are also very, very significant. Madhava and Pandava. Indeed, Eva, they blew their divine conscience loudly. Divyau Shankau. Pradadmatuhu. Pradadmatuhu means blowing loudly. So very, very interesting. The moment he talks about Lord Krishna, he uses the word divine. The conscious, you know. Krishna and the Pandavas. Pandavas were attuned to Krishna. So their conscience also became divine. So conch represents your conscience. Blowing the conch represents your expression, the expression of your personality in life. He says their expressions were very, very divine indeed. This is the life of a yogi. This is how your life will also become if you do sadhana. Everything which you do will be very graceful and divine. When you speak, it will cause so much of happiness to others. When you act, it will always be for the betterment of everyone around. Whatever it is that you do, it will cause a very, very positive effect, a divine effect to others. That's why when you go to a master, you will find that his positive influence will immediately affect you in a positive way. Your mind also will calm down. When you hear a yogi, a master speak, immediately you will find all the stress of your mind will go away. It will have a very calming and soothing effect, a divine effect. It does not matter what he speaks. Of course, it matters in the sense he is never going to speak something negative. But what I'm saying is, irrespective of whatever he speaks, the energy which he radiates is always divine. That's what he says, the divine conscious, Divya Shankau. So Arjuna's conch also has become divine because he has got so much attuned to Lord Krishna. So then, standing on the magnificent chariot yoked to white horses, Madhava and Pandava indeed blew loudly their divine conches. See, when we read these verses, you should read it with that emotion, not in a dry way, not merely in the intellectual way. It should not be, then standing on the magnificent chariot yoked to white horses, Madhava and Pandava indeed blew loudly their divine conches. This is a very flat way of reading it. The moment you say Madhava, that should cause your hair to stand on their ends, It should immediately create ripples and ripples of those divine vibrations. Then you're following the yogic approach. Everything which you do in life, do it with that bhav, with that emotion. Then experience by experience, you will start evolving in life. So what is he saying here? Tata, standing. This is, when I took this verse earlier, I had taken it in a different way. Now I'm going to touch upon a few points which will be very useful for you in terms of building the inner strength. So the first thing is standing. Sthitau means standing. In Sanskrit, sthitau, when it is used, it means two people, it indicates two people. So they were on their chariots, but they were standing. They were not seated. It is a very, very significant word. First of all, what does the chariot represent? The chariot represents your own body. Arjuna represents the Jivatma, the individual, which is you. And Lord Krishna represents the Paramatma, the infinite, the supreme infinite power within you. The chariot which he is talking about in this verse is your own personality. I'll come to that. But before that, this word standing gives you a tremendous message in terms of building the inner strength. Standing is symbolic of readiness to face the challenge in front of these people. The readiness or willingness to take up more responsibilities in life and act dynamically. See, you can be sleeping, you can be sitting in a relaxed way. Here, relaxed means in a lazy way. No, they were very alert. They were standing. Sthitau. So in life, you should always be ready to face the challenges, to take up more responsibilities. Everybody wants success. But why only a few people achieve success in life? It is only those people who are willing to take up more responsibilities on their shoulders, who are willing to face the challenges dynamically, they achieve success. People who don't achieve success, what they always say is, oh, I would have also achieved success provided I had the same opportunities which these people had. I had to face so many challenges, this, that. That is a misconception. Everybody faces problems in life. The first thing which is required if you want to build your inner strength is the readiness to take up more responsibilities. Spirituality is not about shirking your responsibilities. Unfortunately, today, in the name of spirituality, people are shirking their responsibilities. If you say you are doing your yoga sankirtan sadhana on a daily basis, that is not enough. That should give you the strength, that will give you the strength actually, to take up more responsibilities in your life and grow. See, as you advance in any field, whether it is spiritual field or the worldly, the material field, the principle is one and the same. In any field, when you progress, you will get more responsibilities. You will become more accountable. A person asked this question long back. He said, sir, he gave 3 examples. He said a CEO, a sales manager and a salesman. 3 portfolios. He said, all the 3, they work for, let us say, 10 hours a day, equal number of hours every day. Then why is it that a salesperson is paid less, a sales manager is paid more, and a CEO is paid the highest? Why? They are working for the same number of hours. This was asked by a person very long back when I was giving a talk, a corporate talk, a seminar in Dubai. A person asked this question. It's a very interesting question. Why? Even though the number of hours, the work hours is same, why is it that one person is paid more, one person is paid less? The answer lies in the responsibility. If a salesperson makes a mistake, he is accountable only for that mistake. When it comes to sales manager, he may have, let's say, 10 sales people under him. Now, if any of them make any mistake, he is responsible for that. The accountability and responsibility is more. Now, entire company, anybody does any mistake, the CEO will be questioned. So his responsibility, his accountability is much, much more. That is why he is paid more. So what is it that we can see? If you want growth, if you want success in life, in any field, you need to take up more responsibilities. You need to have the willingness to take up more responsibilities. A person who has that willingness will grow in that field. A person who does not have the willingness cannot grow in that particular field. That is why I tell you all, so many requests I keep getting. Periodically, someone or other asks me, sir, can you teach us how to heal others? I tell them, no. First, you learn to heal yourself and you grow spiritually. Because healing others, it's a higher responsibility. And if you don't have enough strength, if your foundation is not strong, you will find it very, very difficult. Actually, it can cause severe damage, because the other person's karmas, you will unnecessarily get connected. You need to build enormous inner strength and detachment to be able to heal others, In most of these healing courses, what I find is, first thing they teach is to heal others. It is not a technique. First, you need to grow spiritually. You need to gain tremendous inner strength. So standing represents that readiness, that willingness to take up more responsibilities in life. So if you say, I want more money in life, you'll have to work hard for that. You'll have to, whether you're doing business or whether you're working in a multinational, whatever it is that you're doing, you need to grow in that. That will only fetch you more wealth. Now, in order to grow, you should be willing to take up more responsibility. If you say, I want, this is my salary, my salary is X. Now I want 2X salary. But any job which comes to you, you keep rejecting because, that job is very stressful, too much of responsibilities are there. If that is the kind of energy pattern which you're generating, then you will not grow. So this is the first principle in this verse, that is standing, the readiness to take up more responsibilities in life. Spirituality is about taking up more responsibilities and fulfilling all your duties to perfection. It is not dropping your responsibilities and running away from your family, running away from your work. And some people think, I want to leave everything and go to the Himalayas. What are you going to go and do there? It is all inside. It is your mind only. Some yogis, we go into solitude to do the research work, research on our own minds. That is a different thing. So don't study the Bhagavad Gita or don't come to spirituality with the idea of escaping from life. If at all you have come, the yogic approach will change that tendency in you. Either you will change or you will leave this. So if anybody promises, if he says you don't need to put any effort, you just come to me, I will, and relax, I will completely transform your life. Don't believe that such a person. A true guru actually gives you so much of energy and strength to be able to face the challenges of your life. He encourages you to increase your personal dynamism. He discourages laziness. That is why when someone went to Swami Vivekananda and asked him, how do I reach God? He said, first go and play football. Football means, first of all, take care of your body. We are going to see that with the chariot, All masters, they never ever encouraged tamas. If a student is tamasic, the master will become very stern, He will use the energy of anger. He will never be angry. See, a true master is always cool, calm and peaceful. But sometimes, in order to help a student overcome his or her tamas, he may manifest, he may use the energy of sternness and anger, like taking a hammer and giving a blow, He will never encourage that. But when a person is very much willing to face the challenges of life, then he gives the further higher philosophy to calm the mind. So, tata stithau. Stithau means standing on the magnificent chariot yoked to white horses. So I told you, the chariot represents the physical body. This verse is taken from the Kathopanishad. The Kathopanishad, he gives the conversation between Lord Yama and the young boy Nachiketas. He gives the example of the chariot, the charioteer, and the individual who sits in the chariot. So here he has added more color to that example to give further sadhana tips, So the chariot represents your physical body. Now, ideally speaking, if you want to build your inner strength, how should your chariot be? How should your body be? He says, Mahati, magnificent. See, a chariot has horses. The horses represent the sense organs, and the reins with which the horses are controlled, they represent the mind. Arjuna, who's occupying the chariot, represents the individual, the Jivatma, and Krishna represents the Paramatma, the infinite power within you. So ideally, he is giving the ideal situation. He says the chariot is magnificent, then the horses are white, pure, the senses are very refined, and the person has tremendous control. And who is driving the chariot? He says not Arjuna, it is Krishna. When you surrender to the infinite and allow the infinite to take over, your whole life becomes so wonderful. When you surrender to your ego and you allow the ego to take over, you make a mess of your own life. So he has given the ideal condition, ideal situation. That is the standard which he is placing before us. And he says, now through sadhana, raise yourself and get to this state. So one by one we'll see that. It will be very useful for you. Mahati, Mahati Syandana. Mahati Syandane means magnificent. Mahati, the word, means magnificent. So if you want to achieve success either in the material field or in the spiritual field, whatever it is, what is the first requirement? Your body should be in good condition. You should take care of your body very much. On one hand, the masters say you are not the body. If you misunderstand that statement, you will start becoming tamasic and lazy, and you will stop taking care of the body. That is why he is using the word Mahati. Mahati means magnificent. It also has another deeper meaning. Mahati means honored, treating something with reverence. So the great Tamil Siddhar, Tirumular, he says, I considered my body as dirt initially. When I was in ignorance, I thought this body was nothing but dirt. Aruk. Aruk means dirt. But when I did meditation, I experienced divinity within me, within this body. Uttaman. Uttaman means that supreme, infinite presence I felt. Uttaman Kovil Kundane means then I understood that this body is nothing but a temple, a place of worship. Generally, why do you go to a temple? Because you believe God is there inside the temple. See, most people don't know why these rituals and these things were kept. Temple and the idol is not restrictive. People think, oh, God is there inside the temple. Outside the temple there is no God. It's not that. God is that infinite power which is present everywhere outside you and inside you. As a reminder, as a sadhana, these kind of things were kept. So the temple actually represents your own body. And the idol inside the temple represents the infinite power which is there within you. It is said in the Shastras that sadhana done in a temple gives you the best results. In a place of worship, when you sit and do sadhana in a place of worship, that gives you tremendous results. So one person asked me, "Sir, can you tell me which is the best temple in the world?" I said, the best temple in the world is your own body. Because all other temples which you find, they are all man-made. Some person only made that. But if you take this human body, this is not man-made. This is made directly by God. So this is the best temple. Tell me, which is best, man-made or God-made one? So if you recognize this body as a temple, then your sadhana will give you more benefits. And how will you keep a temple? See, I have noticed, people even in their homes, the other parts of their homes, they may keep them dirty. But when it comes to the puja room, where they have, the place of worship, that portion alone they clean every day. Why? Because they think God is there. When God is present everywhere, then when you start attuning to that infinite presence which is present everywhere, outside you and inside you, then you will start doing all your actions. You will start taking care of your body, everything with so much of care. That's what Adi Shankara says in the Bhajagovindam. Shanai Shanaihi, do your sadhana with care, he says. Every aspect of your life you will start taking care so wonderfully. So don't consider this body as dirt. No doubt that statement has also been made by the masters, but that is for you to come out of the body consciousness so that you get connected with the infinite. So you should always see the context in which these statements are made. So, but when it comes to sadhana, what these great masters are saying, the first sadhana is the sadhana for your physical body. You have so many bodies. You have 5 bodies actually. The physical body, the pranic body, the emotional body, the wisdom body, the bliss body. The first sadhana is of your physical body. If you are unable to take care of your physical body, then how can you be successful in life? This body is a vehicle, is a chariot, is a vehicle which is going to take you anywhere you want to go. So it is of prime most importance that you keep this body in perfect condition. How many of you are doing your daily exercises, your yoga, your kriyas? Even in the Yoga Sankirtan Empowerment Program, I had mentioned this. Every day, minimum 1 hour, you should do physical exercises. You should sweat, This is very important. If you want the Yoga Sankirtan Sadhana to give you more benefits, 1 hour at least you should dedicate for your body. Then 1 hour you do the Yoga Sankirtan Sadhana, that is for the higher bodies. The combination will give you best results. When you do your yoga and kriyas every day, that helps you to overcome your tamas, your laziness. It builds so much of pranic energy within you. Last week, Anushka ji, I read your comment, your experience which you had put in the comment section in the YouTube, Very, very wonderful experience. It's so nice if you put your experiences there, positive experiences. Instead of sending me personal emails about your experiences, let everybody read that and get inspired. So what she had written is, she's from UK, What she has written is that she was feeling very down, drained of energy. And at that time, she suddenly remembered what I had mentioned about deep breathing and infusing yourself with the prana, with the divine energy. So she just remembered that, she got connected and she started doing the deep breathing practice. And she says within a short while, she was filled with so much of energy. All the tiredness, everything went away from the body. It was it was so wonderful to read that, So what is the kind of food which you're eating? If you overload your stomach with all unhealthy food, after a while, you are what you eat. This is called Annamaya Kosha. The physical body is called Annamaya Kosha, means sustained or created by food only. Food only becomes your body. So it's very important what kind of food you eat. It should be very nutritious. Sattvic food, as he says in one of the later chapters. Tasty food. Very, very tasty and sattvic. That which is nutritious and gives you the strength, which gives you a lot of pranic energy. And every day doing your exercises, doing your yoga. As I told you, due to this lockdown period, the Hiranyagarbha yoga has not yet been started. But online, how to do it, we'll see. But don't wait for all that. Whatever exercises you know, start doing that. Whatever kriyas you have learned from me, even during those advanced courses, start doing that. If you know some yoga, do that. If you don't know any exercises, any yoga, then do some walking. Don't say, sir, this is lockdown period, how can I walk? Go to your terrace and walk. Or do step climbing. You can do, once you have the will, that's why standing represents the readiness to act. Once you have that willingness, then there are so many ways by which you can fulfill your goals. It is a lack of willingness which is the issue, not lack of opportunities in life. Everybody is given opportunities. When you get a job, you don't take it. And then later on you complain, I am not getting a suitable job. What can a master do after that? So, magnificent chariot, yoked to white horses. So, the horses represent the senses. So, white, he says, he uses the word shvetaihi. Shvetaihi means white. So white horses represent pure senses, the senses which are perfectly under your control. We'll be seeing that in the next verse also. I'll explain that in a little more detail. See, self-control, sense control is not denying the senses of their pleasures, but it is maintaining mastery over your senses. So in the next verse, he'll be calling Krishna as Hrishikesha. Hrishikesha means one who has gained perfect mastery over his senses. So when your senses are allowed to run, in a loose way, without any control, all your energy will get drained, all your inner strength will go away. So if you want to take charge of your life, first start with your physical body, because that is the vehicle. Whether you want material success or spiritual success, it is the body which has to be taken care of. It has to be in good condition. If you want to do meditation and some pain you are having, now all the meditation you will be using only to heal the pain. So start doing your physical yoga and kriyas every day minimum 1 hour for you all who are watching this. No compromise on that. If you want results, if you want to go to further higher levels, you will have to pay the price. I am insisting on this because in future we are going to do more and more higher sadhana. Now at that time, your body should be prepared to receive the energy. Otherwise, you will not be able, the body cannot withstand. It's very important. So start off in a simple way and fix a time. See, the best thing is to fix a time every day to take care of your body, and then do your exercises during that time. You will be amazed. See, when you fix a time and do your yoga and kriya, it is not only the physical exercises that causes so much of mental strength also, because you committed something and then you are fulfilling that commitment. Anybody who does exercises regularly, you talk to that person and see, it is not merely about the physical body, but that gives them a lot of confidence at the mental level also. So when you get used to a lazy lifestyle, you're just sleeping, you're waking up late, you're sleeping late, you're waking up late, and you're not, you're just lazing around, don't do any exercises. After a while, all the zest for life will go away. The tamas will completely engulf you. So this message I wanted to give today before the Guru Purnima, because next week we are going to have a very, very powerful session, the Guru Purnima meditation. So my request is, all of you get prepared to receive that higher grace. See, I will be invoking so much of Shakti, but how much each one of you is going to receive, it all depends on how receptive you are, how prepared you are. So start doing your physical yoga and kriyas from today onwards. And then do the Yoga Sankirtan sadhana also. This week especially, don't skip your sadhana, because next Sunday when you come, if you've done your sadhana and if you're well prepared, you will straight away receive all the healing Shakti, So, Mahati Syandane, the magnificent chariot, your body is something which has to be revered. You should treat your body with so much of respect and reverence. Not slighted. It is a great gift given to you by God. And in the name of spirituality, for God's sake, don't neglect your body. Don't say, sir, I don't have time for exercises because I'm doing Yoga Sankirtan Sadhana. See how the ego prompts you. The tamas comes directly under the ego only. And that prompts you to say all kinds of things. All kinds of reasons you give. No excuses. Stop giving any excuse in life and start acting. That is what is Titau, standing. Become dynamic and ready to take up more responsibilities in life. You should take charge of your life. God helps those who are willing to help themselves. A guru comes to guide you. A guru comes to help you. But a guru can never be a substitute for your hard work and effort. Is that clear? So, the Madhava and Pandava we will see in the next session when we take this, and then a couple of more verses we will do in the series of inner strength. The picture will be somewhat complete. You would have got enough tips to build your inner strength and take charge of your life, So now before the meditation, the small announcement is regarding the Guru Purnima only. Last week itself I had mentioned to you. So the Guru Purnima special meditation and healing we'll be having next Sunday, the 5th of July, same time from 7 to 8:30 Indian Standard Time. Now the Guru Purnima, as I told you last week, it is not a festival to be celebrated. It is a day where you need to intensify your sadhana and receive the higher grace. And Guru Purnima is not merely that one day. The entire month itself, that energy, the Guru Shakti will be very, very active. What the great masters found is that on the Guru Purnima day and during that month, it is very conducive to awaken the Guru Shakti because it is already very active. So it's easier to get connected. But the connection happens only to very, very sincere people. So what we'll be doing is the yogic sadhana of Guru Purnima, which is what will really help you all. So I'll be giving the higher message first, and then we will be chanting the Guru Stotram in a very meditative way, the yogic way. And then I'll be taking you into very deep meditation and silence, and giving and invoking the healing Shakti, so that you can receive, absorb and benefit. And then finally we'll be chanting the mantra, Brahmarpana mantra, to dissolve the ego completely. That is a sadhana which we do always especially after the Guru Purnima meditation, that's very important. So much we are going to do next week. The only thing which you all need to do is, as I said, do your sadhana on a daily basis. Don't skip that. Sadhana means yoga sankirtan, listening to yoga sankirtan every day, and also doing the yogic kriyas and physical exercises for at least 1 hour, especially during this time of this pandemic and all that. If you do the kriyas, what will happen is that will improve your respiratory system. It will improve your immune system also. It's very important. And the Guru Purnima session, ensure that your stomach is empty when you watch that, because when your stomach is overloaded, when it is full, it is difficult to receive the energy, that alone you take care. And regarding the Guru Dakshina, again many people have been sending questions. I think I have mentioned it last week. So more questions if you have, you can ask the volunteers, because I don't look into all that. So they have again sent me mails asking me, sir, how do I give Guru Dakshina? I want to give and I want to offer. And see, I am a yogi, and I need to keep my mind above all these things, so that I can focus fully on the meditation and invoking the healing Shakti, which is what will ultimately benefit you all. So that part of it, you can ask the volunteers. You can put it in the group, or Ravi Kumarji, you can send messages to them. They'll be able to guide you regarding that. Okay? But remember, I'm only reiterating what I mentioned last week. As far as the Guru Dakshina is concerned, the bhavana is very important. So never get into that feeling of ego that I am repaying or I am giving. It is only trying to repay. The more humble you become, the more you will be able to receive the higher grace. If your bhavana is not good, better not to offer anything. No issues. If you genuinely feel grateful for having received, if you have that bhavana and you feel very humble, then that Guru Dakshina which you offer will give a tremendous boost in your sadhana. See, when you offer something to the Guru, remember, the Guru always gives you infinite times more. He returns it back. In the yogic practice, they always say you should give, whatever you receive in life, 4 times more you should give back. But that in the advanced practices of yoga, what we practice is not 4 times, infinite times. But for you to receive that energy, your bhavana should be very, very pure. Shuddha bhavana. Shuddha means pure bhavana. That is very important. It is not what you offer, but with what attitude you offer that matters. That's why I always say, when you go to a temple, don't go there and cry and tell all your problems. And that place is not for that, because that you will get 10 times more. When you go to a temple, you should think about what is it that you want. Then that energy will come back to you 10 times more. So remember that the bhavana is very, very important. When we do the chanting, since this is online, they'll be displaying the Guru Stotram also next week. So it will be easy for you to follow the chant. Okay? So now we'll have some meditation. These things which I'm doing now, even last week, whatever meditation which we did, I am preparing you for that energy blast during the Guru Purnima day. Okay? Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. With every breath, your entire body, your mind, your thoughts are getting more and more relaxed. With every breath, I am going deeper and deeper into myself. The purpose of my life is self-realization, is to become one with the infinite. I require the higher guidance of the Guru Shakti. I seek the higher guidance of the Guru Shakti. I choose the path of the conscience. As a human being, I have this power to choose, and I choose the path of the conscience. From this moment onwards, I will follow whatever my conscience tells me to do. I am an eternal student, Nitya Shishya. I am ever ready to learn the lessons of life from the various experiences which I go through. I surrender my ego to that Guru Shakti. And I choose to put in my honest efforts in my life. Offer your gratitude to God Supreme. Offer your gratitude to your Guru and all the holy masters. Slowly come back. Wriggle your fingers, your toes, open and close your palms a few times. Rub your palms together to create a warmth. Cup your eyes with your palms. Gently rub your eyes, your cheeks, forehead, top of the head, back of the head and neck. And slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. So we had a very powerful preparation today. This preparation itself would have taken you to a totally different dimension, You would have gone very deep. So imagine when we actually do the actual sadhana, next week, it will really uplift you tremendously. So remember, what you need to do is your sadhana, and sadhana is not restricted only to yoga sankirtan. That is the foundation. So do the physical exercises, then also practice whatever I'm giving you in these discourses, So take up those messages and start applying them in your lives. So next week, remember, come to the session with an empty stomach, because I'm going to invoke a lot of Shakti. The Guru Shakti is going to be awakened. And as I said last week, usually towards the end, it is a tradition that the Guru gives some prasad, some fruit or sweet or something. And it's not a mere fruit or sweet, it is he energizes that and he gives, But since this is online and that is not possible, in the yogic approach, we always look for solutions, alternatives. So instead of energizing an object and then giving to you, what the message which I got in the meditation is, make use of this opportunity to directly give the energy. So I'm going to give a special healing next week. So if you do your sadhana, you will become more prepared to receive that. Okay, so see you all next Sunday, same time, and be geared up to receive the higher grace of the Guru Shakti. Thank you.